Hey guys, welcome back to the React Native course. In this video, we are going to do the environment setup of React Native in Windows. So, what are the softwares we have to download to run the React Native project? So, first we have to download Node.js, JDK, NYD Studio, and SDK tools. And for the code editor, we are going to use VS Code and Git for the version control and the code management. Okay, so to install the React Native softwares, we are going to follow the React Native docs. So let me open the Google and we have to type React Native. Okay, now we have to open this page, learn once, write anywhere. There's one thing which I just want to add, like if you building a project or building your app with React Native, you don't have to write the code for iOS. So if you're writing a code for Android, so that code works for iOS also, so you don't have to write again code for the iOS. Okay, this is the one thing, that's why people use React Native. A lot of companies like Facebook, like React Native is already rolled out by Facebook, but Facebook used a lot of Tesla uses React Native to build their apps. Okay, now to set up the React Native environment, we have to click here. Now, we have a two options, like we can use Expo Go and React Native CLI. What is Expo? Expo is also like it has some minimalistic stuff. You don't have to do a lot of things. Expo is like much more not heavier software, it's a lower software, but there's one hassle with that, like you have to keep your mobile nearby you have to keep your device connected with the same Wi-Fi as your PC connected, and I don't like Expo a lot, so I'm going to download the React Native CLI. Now I'm downloading for the Windows, and the target operating system is Android. Now first, we have to install the Node and JDK. To install the Node and JDK, we have React Native recommend to use the Chocolatey. So what is Chocolatey? Chocolatey is a popular package manager. Now we have to click on that. Okay. Now after that, what we have to do, we have to click on try it now. Okay. Now after that, we have to copy this command. We have to open our PowerShell as an administrator, but I've already, you have to run your PowerShell as an administrator and copy this command and hit that. Okay, but I've already installed the Chocolatey, so I can just show you quickly. uh, if I write if I write this command, so I will get an error like I've already installed the Choco. But if you guys hit this command and Choco will install, and you have to write Choco, so it will show that Chocolatey is installed. Okay, now after that, you have to copy this command. Okay, open your anything like terminal, command prompt, whatever you have, paste that command, and it will install the Node.js as well as JDK. But I've already installed it, so I'm skipping that right now. Let's suppose you guys you are not able to install the Node.js and JDK using the Chocolatey. What you have to do, you have to open a new tab, type Node.js, click on Node.js. You guys can download from here Node.js. Same for JDK. If you're not able to download JDK, you have to write JDK 17. Okay, it will open this page. Click on Java downloads. Okay, now click on JDK 17 and download this for Windows using this one. Okay, now after downloading this both software, what you have to do, you have to, like I've already installed the Node.js and JDK, so you have to just open the setup and press enter, 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 enter for both. Okay, now let's see, you have to also set up the environment variable for Node.js. So what you have to do, to click on environment variable, go on the system variables, click on the path. You have to add the path where Node.js installed. So what you have to do, open your file manager, go on the local disk C, go on the program files, go on the Node.js. Okay, you have to copy this path, add it here if that is not added. Same for Java, go on the program files, go on the Java, go on the JDK, go on the bin, copy this path. Okay, and click on new and add this path here. Okay, now this is how you can add the path for Node and JDK. Now after adding the path, what you have to do is check that you have to check that Node and JDK is installed or not. To check that, you have to type node -b, so it will show you the version. Same for the JDK, what you have to write, java dash version, so it will show that. If it's not installed, so you will get an error. Perfect. Now let's move to the next thing. We have to install the Android Studio. We have to click on this documentation, click on this download Android Studio, accept the terms and conditions, click on download. It will install that. Okay, now once you get downloaded, open the setup file. You have like already, so you have to just open that, and whenever you install that Android Studio, you have to check that you have to following check: Android SDK, Android SDK platform, Android virtual device. So when you are installing the Android Studio, these all the things is also installed. Okay, now they are telling like if you're not using Hyper-V, so you have to click on this. So what they are telling for the Hyper-V, you can read about like what is Hyper-V, all that. First, what you have to do, write Windows feature. Okay, features. Okay, yeah, features. Click on this. Make sure Hyper-V is on. Okay, I've already checked that is true. Okay, now click on OK. Now let's go back. Now we have to install the Android SDK. So I've already installed the Android Studio. So while installing the Android Studio, you should like check this all SDK platforms, Android virtual device. But let's suppose if you have not set up that, if you have not checked that and by mistake it's not installed, so what you have to do, open your Android Studio. Okay, now after opening the Android Studio, you have to click on more actions, click on SDK manager. Okay, so I've already installed the Android 14. So if you want to use Android 14, you can use Android 14. If you're using Android 13, you can use Android 13. Okay, now you have to also install some SDK tools. I'm using this one and it's working perfectly. SDK build tools, Android emulator, Android emulator hypervisor driver, Android SDK platform tools. Okay, but if you're using Android 30, Android 30 tiramisu, so you have to also install these tools, Android SDK platform 13 and this Intel X60 image or Google APIs. Okay, now after installing the SDK, what you have to do, you have to open the environment variable. Okay, now we have to set up the Android home environment variable. To set up that, you have to click on environment variable, click on new, and what you have to do, you have to copy this Android home and add the variable name. Oh my bad, and add this variable name is Android home. I've already added here, and you have to copy this path, SDK path. Okay, and add it here, like in this path, like this Android home and that path I've already added here. Like you guys can see Android home, so uses app data local Android SDK. Okay, now after SDK is installed, you have to the SDK is already installed by default the following location. Okay, now after that, you have to check that environment variable file is set or not. So what you have to do that you have to open PowerShell. Okay, now after that, you have to copy this command. Just copy this and paste it here and hit it enter. So you will see that Android home has a path. Perfect. Now let's move next thing, that is called add platform tools to path. So you have to also add the platform tools to your path. So to add that, what you have to do, you have to open again environment variable. Okay, you have to go, click on users account and click on the environment variable. Okay, so you have to click on path inside the system variable, click on there, and you have to copy this path and click on new, paste it here, but I have already pasted here, so I don't have to do it again, but make sure you have pasted here. Okay, now if you want to see SDK tools, now how you can check that, open just your file explorer, paste that command and enter, so you can see the SDK platform tools path. Okay, perfect. Now let's move to the next thing. You have to copy this command to install the React Native CLI. Open any terminal or command prompt. Okay, paste this command, it will install the React Native CLI. Perfect. Now after that, to create a React Native, now we are going to go to create a React Native project. But there's one more thing which I just want to add: virtual device manager. So while installing the Android Studio, if you have not added the virtual device manager, just you have to click on plus. You have to select the whatever devices you want to install. I just Pixel 7 4. Click on next. You have to download any release name, and you have to click next. After downloading, you have to click next. But like this, but I've already installed that, so I'm just ignoring it. I can show you one of my device which is already installed, so you can see here. Now we are good to go, and I'm suggest to use for the code editor we can use VS Code. So for the VS Code, install the VS Code. You have click type VS Code, click on this, and click on the download icon. It will install downloading. Same for the Git. If you also want to use Git, now click Git download, and you will get this page, and you can download the Git as well. Perfect. Now let's create a React Native project. So create a React Native project. You have to copy this command, open the place, whatever place you want to create a project. Okay. Let's suppose I want to create a project here. Alish, my app. Okay. Now after what I have to do, I have to open any terminal. Like I'm going to open my git bash, paste that command. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me open in this command in the VS Code. Okay, so it will open that command, like it will open that folder in my VS Code. You have to click on terminal and click on new terminal, paste that command at terminal, hit enter. Okay, it will install the React Native project. It will took some time, and this is how you guys can create React Native project. Okay, now let's move further. So, and please let me know if you guys face any issue. So there's one more thing you guys have to do. You should never forget to add the path. So a lot of times what has happened now, when I was installing the React Native first time, I do a blunder mistake, like I was not adding the environment variable path in the right manner. So and that cause was issuing a lot, and the JDK also. So please make sure like you guys are doing in the right manner. So I do, I showed a setup in 5 minutes, so I think you guys can also do. And there's one more thing, for to run the Android Studio on the React Native smoothly for in your PC, you should have at least 16 GB RAM. If you guys have at 8 GB RAM, so you guys suffer a lot, and I suggest you can just go with the Expo. But Expo has some limitation which I don't like, and a lot of companies like my companies and other special company use React Native CLI. Okay. Now, meanwhile, if we install the dependency, so after installing this project, so we got this project. Okay. Now, what we have to do, we have to click cd and go inside this project. Now, inside the package.json, we have a command to install start the server. So, what you have to run npm start. It will start the server. Okay. Now, when we start the server, we got multiple option to run on iOS, press I. To run on Android, press A. So I'm just pressing A. So it will, the server is already running, and it will install the. It will first build the project, and it will install that app in the emulator, and I can see all the changes in my app. And that's how you guys can set up your React Native environment, and you guys make rock. And there's one more thing which I just want to add. Like we have launched a live, live session, live course for React Native. Like a lot of times, what has happened is students face a lot of issue in the recorded session. We are launching a new React Native course. So if you guys are interested, so just send me hi on the group, or I think yeah, you can ping on the YouTube channel also on the comment like, hey, I'm interested. So we'll get back to you. Now let's do some changes on this code. uh, okay, so this is our code, and let me change some changes. I have to add a text here, and let me reload this app. It's still React Native. So so again, if I reload the app, okay, let me again remove all the app and write React Native. Okay, so this is how, like, you guys can set up the your first React Native project. And let's move to the next video. And please let me know if you guys have any issue, if you're facing any issue while setting up the React Native environment. So I will feel very happy to help you out. Thanks. And in the next session we will discussing the React Native basics, the fundamental of React Native. Thanks. See you. Bye bye.